This system saves me up to 40 hours every single week of content work. It finds viral ideas in my niche, writes my posts, generates full Notion blueprint templates and pages, and then also tracks engagement for me. So there are a lot of things that the system does, and together it literally saves me so much time, and I'm going to be giving it away for free in this video. You can download the templates from the description below so you can follow along and get this set up for yourself. But yeah, let's jump straight into this. The system here that you can see in NAN is the system that we're going to be going over today. It generates content newsletters every single week with viral ideas and actionable steps, and then also writes my posts and generates full Notion templates and pages, which I'll pop up examples of on the screen right now. But yeah, we're gonna go through this and get this set up for you so you can start using it and try it out for yourself. So let's jump straight into the Airtable database and I'll show you around that part. So here's the Airtable database. We have an ideas tab. This is where all of the viral ideas are under this view. And then we also have a form where we can submit our own ideas, and they appear here as well. So once a week, this system runs, and as you can see, finds me loads of YouTube videos, loads of LinkedIn posts, and loads of articles in my niche. I can then hit generate, and it will repurpose those posts for me and write Twitter posts and LinkedIn posts for me. So really, really powerful stuff. Saves me tons and tons of time every single week, and really useful. So yeah, this is the content tab. Pretty similar to some systems that I've shared on the channel before, where we have a review section where we can review the posts, and then we have a image generator. So if we want to generate a new image, we can just click this button. And then we have an approve section. So when we like a bit of content, we can just hit approve. And then when we approve a bit of content, all we need to do is just schedule it by picking a post date. So how the system works, we're going to be using a few different tools. All the tools that we're going to be using, we've spoke about on this channel before. So Apify, KaiAI, Notion, Perplexity, NAN, and Airtable, and also Blotato for the posting. I'll leave all the links in the description for those as well. But yeah, let's go through this system and I'll show you and go into a little bit of detail about what's actually going on here. So this purple section is the research section, and this section I've actually shared on the channel. I'll leave a link to that video in the description, or I'll pop that up on screen now. But essentially what we're doing here is we're calling Apify, and we're scraping YouTube and LinkedIn, and then we're just filtering out the viral posts based on what I consider to be viral. So in this case, it's if the view count is over 2,000, it will then filter through and will then rank the content against my ICP, my niche, in this case being AI automation. And if it passes, then it will then appear in the Airtable database. Exactly the same with the LinkedIn scraper. So I'll go through these prompts now. So you're an intelligent bot capable of taking social media content ideas, normally YouTube, and filtering out good ideas from bad ones. Pretty straightforward prompt here, nothing crazy going on. Then the assistant prompt, we're just telling it, excuse me, we're just telling it how we want it to be laid out. And then the user prompt is just getting all of the inputs from the get dataset items module and using them to generate our virality score. So You can see here we have a if the post is viral, true. If it's English, true. If the intent is true, then it will pass and update the Airtable sheet and appear in this section here. So exactly the same things happening with LinkedIn here. We're just using a different actor. I'll leave the actor links in the description as well. Then moving on to the Perplexity part, we're just calling Perplexity and we're just saying what are the top 5 trending news stories in AI and AI automation today. We've given it the date and telling it to provide a brief summary of each. Then we're just calling an LLM to go through that information and output it in a certain way. And then we're just adding them to Airtable, and that is it for the research section. So pretty straightforward. We'll get that set up in a second, but moving on to the newsletter section, we're just adding a merge node in here now. So we're waiting for all of the 3 sections to be completed, and we're merging them together. And then we're actually prompting an LLM to generate us a HTML email for us, which will be our content report, our weekly content newsletter. You can go through there and have a look at the prompt, and you can change it however you want. But yeah, that's how I've got it set up for now. The generate part, this is where we're going to be generating our posts and our Notion pages. So we've got a webhook, the get a record. So we're grabbing the record from Airtable, and we are calling the OpenAI API GPT 4.1 mini. And the prompt here is a little bit longer, but we're essentially just saying you're a marketing and sales copywriter that will receive a title and a description for a video, and we'll have to repurpose that content. So we've just give it some rules, some examples of viral hooks, and then examples of Twitter posts and LinkedIn posts. Yeah, pretty simple. When you come in here and you want to tailor this to your own business, then you can just come in here, find examples of viral posts within your niche, and then just replace the posts that I have in here. Then moving on, we are calling Notion, and we are getting it to generate us a page. I'll pop up on screen what the Notion pages look like, but this alone saves me so much time. Just manually making these Notion pages takes way too long, so it's a massive relief having this automated. Then the image section. So when we want to create a new image, we are calling the Kai API Nano Banana, I believe we are using here. So we're using Nano Banana to create an image for us, and then just updating our Airtable database. Moving on to the posting section, we're using Blotato. I've talked about it on this channel before. Really, really powerful tool, and I highly recommend if you're looking to build these content systems. But yeah, that's it. That's a quick rundown of the NAN workflow. What I'll do now is I'll just show you an example of how this works. So if I'm in here, I like a bit of content and I want to repurpose it. So let's just pick anything for now. We will click generate, and then we will see this go through in a second. But yeah, this system is really, really useful, and you'll be able to get so much value from this. But yeah, you can see that the generate button has disappeared now. So then when we go into the review section, Once our content has been generated, it will pop up here with a Notion blueprint URL. And then if we like the content, we can come in here, we can edit it however we want. And then if we want to generate a image for the post, we can just click these buttons here. So I'll fire it off a few times just to show you a few examples. There's a few automations within this Airtable database. We'll go through this and I'll show you how to get it set up for yourself in just a second. But yeah, a super powerful content system, and I've been using this for a while now, and it just saves me so much time. So yeah, a couple examples of the images. Really cool stuff. So let's actually move over to the template that I'm going to provide you, and we'll go through it together and get this set up. Okay, so I'm inside of the template that you can download from the description below, and we're going to go ahead and get this set up, and I'll guide you through the process. We're going to start with the research section. So what we're going to be needing for this is Apify. So if you haven't signed up for Apify, then click the link in the description below and sign up for Apify, and then also Perplexity as well. Once you've done that, you want to head over to the YouTube actor. So I'm using this one, and you want to click on API endpoints, scroll down to run actor and get dataset items, copy the URL, head back to the N8N workflow, the top one, and just paste in your link there. And then that's it. What you want to do then is scroll down to the body, or actually you can do this another way, which I'd probably recommend doing, so we'll do that now. Come to the scraper and then just type in your search terms. So in my case, it'd be AI or automation. And then once you've got all the search terms that you want in here, click on JSON and copy this JSON here, head back to the N8N workflow, click on the HTTP module, scroll down to the JSON body section and just paste in your JSON there. And then that's that bit set up. You can change the filter to whatever you want. I've got it set at 2,000 views, so the minimum requirement for a video to pass through this filter is 2,000 views. Then, like I mentioned previously, this is related to AI automation and the AI automation space. So for whatever line of business you're in or your niche, you can come in here and change this. Then once you've done that, got your OpenAI API key set up and put in there, then you need to connect your Airtable database. So how you do this is you head over to airtable.com/create/tokens. I'll leave the link in the description. You want to create a token, just give it a quick name. So I'm just going to put test for now. And then what I like to do is I just add every single scope in, just go through these one by one. Then when you see this access bit here, you just want to click add all resources. So that means all of your bases can be accessed through N8N, and then just hit create token and copy and paste that token into the Airtable section in the access token bit here. Really, really simple. And then you just want to go through, select the base, and that will be set up. For the LinkedIn section, it's pretty much the same. The only major difference is we're going to be using a different actor, and we're going to be using this LinkedIn mass profile scraper. Again, come to here, put in whatever profile usernames or URLs you want to scrape. So any like leader or person that you want to post, that person's post that you want to recreate in here, and then once you've done that, hit JSON, copy and paste that JSON, come back to the HTTP request and paste in the JSON here. That is the wrong one, but let me just do that now. So I'll just copy and paste that section and I'll just paste it in there. Then also, I forgot to get my URL. So what you want to do to get that is just hit the API drop down, click on API endpoints, scroll down to run actor and get dataset items, hit copy, come back and just paste in your URL there. Really, really simple to do. Make sure you've double clicked on the Airtable node and connected the right base. For Perplexity, we just want to head over to Perplexity and grab our API key there. So all you need to do after you've got that is just create a new credential and paste in your API key into this section here. Then, again, just make sure you go through this and connect up all of the right things. So if you've got your OpenAI API key in here, you can just literally select what chat model you want and have that set up like that. Then make sure your Airtable database is correctly added here. For this section, I'm actually using OpenRouter here, but you can use whatever you want. I'm just going to put OpenAI because that's what we've been setting the rest of this up with. And then you can connect your email address that you want the report to go to. And you can edit this report however you want. You can customize it. Obviously, I will show you how I've got this prompted to right now. I'll pop it up on screen. That's what the form looks like. But you can come in here and edit it as much as you want. I'd recommend copy and pasting this message into an LLM, whether it be Claude, ChatGPT, and just say, make these changes, because it's just way easier for AI to do it than to waste your time going through this and doing it manually. Once you've done that, that's that research and newsletter section ready to go. You can test it out. What I'd probably do is just add a trigger. So I'd add a trigger manually section and I'd just connect this up to all of these 3 purple boxes and then just run it manually for now just to test it. But yeah, that's that section set up, really easy to do. Now we're going to move on to the generate section. So this section is what's fired when we click generate here. So generate. But yeah, so this is the content repurposing or content creation part. So when we dive into this section, we'll have a look at the prompt. I've got this set up and tailored to my niche, but if you want to change any of this, you're welcome to just come in here, delete this, and prompt it with whatever you want on and how you want your content to be generated and repurposed. I'd recommend always giving a few examples of like perfect posts in your niche or existing viral posts in your niche. So the LLM has a reference point on what you want the post to look like, if that makes sense. So yeah, as you can see, I'll quickly show you here. I've given it 4 examples of viral hooks, and then I've given it various different examples of posts within my niche that I want it to, as a guideline, essentially, to create my posts. Then what we're doing is we're going to connect Notion up. So connecting Notion is really easy to do. There's tons of videos out there on how to connect Notion to N8N, so I'll just leave one of those videos in the description below. Just follow along with that and get that connected. Then you want to have a parent page in Notion. So what this means is you just want to create a blueprints page. So you can see here all my blueprints. Excuse me. But once you have that parent page, you then just want to paste in the parent page here, and then what you want to do is just go through and just customize your pages that get generated to how you want. Essentially, take a bit of time with this and go through it one by one and perfect it, because once you get this sorted and perfected, it's literally going to save you so much time. Then you just want to make sure that your Airtable base is connected up to the get a record and the create a record section, and you'll be good to go to test that. Again, for testing purposes, just grab a trigger manually, connect it up, and then yeah, just hit run and try that out for yourself. So moving on to the image section now. This image workflow is going to fire when we hit this image button. So we're going to be using Kai or Key AI. I've used this on the channel before. Head over there and create an account and then deposit just $5. The minimum amount will be completely fine for this, and then head to the API key page, grab your API key, come back over to these HTTP request modules and create a new credential. So I'll do this now. Create a new credential, type in authorization. In the value section, we're just going to hit expression for now, type in bearer, space, and then just copy and paste your API key there, hit save, and you'll be good to go with that bit. Then click on this one, this HTTP request module, the get status 2.1, and just make sure that you're connected up with the right credential. Again, just remember to connect all of these Airtable modules up to your base, otherwise it can get confusing and errors might happen being connected to wrong bases and all that stuff. But yeah, a pretty simple setup so far. And then we're going to move on to the last section in a second, which is the posting section. So for this section, we're going to be using a tool called Blotato. I've used it on the channel before. Really easy tool to use. I'll show you how to get that set up here. So you want to head over to Blotato, make an account, and then hit the settings button. So I'll just move myself out of the way. And then what you do is you just log in with your accounts. So in the case of this system, I'd log in with Twitter or Instagram, and then once you've done that, head to API, copy your API key, head back over to these Blotato modules and create a new credential and just paste your API key in there. Really, really simple. This is going to allow you to upload media and post to whatever social media platform of your choice. You can see here that they allow you to connect Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Pinterest, Blue Sky, and YouTube. So you've got access to essentially every social media platform here. Well, not every, but you understand. So cool. Now the system's pretty much set up. There's only one thing left really that we need to do before we can start actually running this and testing it, which is connecting up your webhooks. So I'd recommend when you download this template to just delete these webhooks and just add in 3 new webhooks. This way, you won't run into any errors of like duplicate webhook URLs and all that annoying stuff. But yeah, once you've done that, we're going to copy and paste the test URL for the generate webhook. We're going to head back to the automations, and we're going to, in this content section here, we're actually just going to copy and paste that webhook into the webhook URL section of that automation. Then let me just go to here. I'm just going to hit generate just so we can get this workflow up and running, and we can select an actual record and test this out. So come back to the automations tab, click on the trigger, click choose a record, click the record so you can just see the one that I just turned on, that I just clicked generate on is there. So I just clicked on that, and then I'm going to head back to the N8N workflow. I'm going to click on this webhook, listen for a test event, come back to this run script section and just click text action. Boom. So there we have our webhook URL done. So what you can do once this has gone green is just double click on this, grab your production URL, come back to this run a script section and just copy and paste the production URL into the webhook URL instead of the test one. Once you've done that, you can turn this automation on, and then that create post section is ready to go. We're then going to repeat the process now for the image section. So again, we're going to grab the test URL. We're going to come to this create image action. We're going to make sure that we've actually got a bit of content in here. So if you don't, then you can just click this plus, hit this image button here, come back to automations, click on the trigger, choose a record. So you can see that we've got the record there that we've just clicked. Then we're going to come back to the run and script section and just copy and paste our test URL there. Come back to N8N, run this webhook. So click on it, listen for a test event, come back, hit test action, and boom, there you can see it's gone green. Then you just want to connect that up, grab your production URL and just replace it in there, and then turn this automation on. Boom, that's the image bit done. Now we'll move on to the final bit, which is the publish bit. Again, very, very similar, if not exactly the same process here. So let's just do that. We're going to copy and paste the test URL. But first of all, actually, what we're going to do is actually approve a bit of content. And we are just going to select a random post date, because how this trigger works is we're actually using, I'll show you now, a formula within Airtable called ready to post. So let me just delete this. Here you can see that the ready to post is wait, but when the date is in the past or the date and time has just arrived, it will then change to post now, and this formula is what's triggering the webhook. So we're just going to put a bit of data in there now. Don't worry, it's not going to post to your social media because we haven't connected this up here. But we're going to head back to automations in the publish content part, double click the trigger, click on that one that we have just approved, and that is showing the post now text. So you can see here the conditions when the status is approved and ready to post is post now. This will fire this webhook, and we're just going to paste in our test webhook URL there. We're then just going to run this webhook and come back and test the action there. And boom, it's gone green already. Perfect. Then we can just connect this up, grab our production URL, come back, paste it in there, and turn our workflow or automation on. Then all you need to do, come back to the N8N workflow and just activate the workflow. As simple as that, really. Then just one last double check, just make sure that you've got all your Airtable modules set up to the correct base. Come into these Blotato nodes, make sure that you've got the right social media accounts connected, because you don't want to be posting on different social media accounts. Once you've done that, you should be good to go to test this out and play around with it and use it to generate posts, newsletters, scrape viral content for you, repurpose content, create Notion pages, and post all of your posts and keep track of them. So yeah, thank you very much for viewing this video. Hope you can get a lot of use out of this system. If you need any help setting it up, join my free school community that I've just dropped. It's going to be the first link in the description. I'll be doing weekly Q&As in there where you can just jump in and ask me questions and get me to help you out and set these systems up for you. So yeah, thanks again for watching and have a great day.